Okay, for the IT band stretch, we're going to have the client laying flat on the floor, hips and legs flat, and we're going to have them raise one leg, the hips remain flat on the floor, move the leg over, stretching the IT band, TFL, and glutes.
For this stretch, we're going to be stretching out the adductor groups. So to start off with, we're going to start in the kneeling position, and we're going to get the client to move their one leg out in a horizontal adduction away from their body, and they're going to try and keep their foot as flat as they can. And what they're going to want to do is when they're in this position, they're going to want to slowly rock forward and backward to really feel the stretch in the medial side of the thigh. And if you're a little more flexible, you should, and you don't feel the stretch as much in your legs, you can try and go with a little wider base. But the client can feel the stretch pretty good here, so we're not going to go any wider. And then we're going to get the client to go sideways here. And when we do this stretch, you're really going to want to make sure you have a nice flat back, because if you round the back, you're kind of cheating. And this is
Okay, to stretch the gastroc, soleus, and hamstrings, we're going to have the client place one leg on the wall with a foot in dorsiflexion. He's going to start by moving his hips forward to focus on the gastroc and hamstring. He's going to move his hips backward and lean forward slightly to focus more on the hamstring. Then he's going to bend his knee to focus on the soleus.
So for the last few exercises we were focusing on the tight muscles that were overactive. And for this one, we're going to focus more towards the underactive muscles that aren't doing as much. So the prime muscle that we're going to be focusing on is the vastus medialis. And to strengthen this one, we're going to have the client laying in the supine position with their hips nice and tight against the ground. And we're going to get them to externally rotate their feet to around the 10 or 11 time. And then so after we get them to turn their feet, we're going to try and get them to flex their quads as much as they can. And they're going to do a hip flexion while bringing their legs straight up. And we're going to try and get them to focus on the contraction of the vastus medialis.